bit more vocal in the Shanquella Robinson case. As a matter of fact, I believe they're actually more vocal than the United States.
The cause of Shanquella's death went quickly from being an accident to murder, and this has brought both the Mexican and the FBI on board. But while family members and fans thought the FBI's involvement will bring hate to the glooming situation, the Mexican authority is very skeptical. Keep watching to know more. The Mexican authorities are seeking to hand over to the U.S. authorities a suspect in the death of Shanquella Robinson near Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, after a video that circulated online appeared to show another woman beating her as someone else recorded the assault on a phone. Also, the State Attorney General's Office of Baja California Sur in Mexico said in a statement that it had issued an arrest warrant for a woman as the likely responsible person in the case, adding that an investigation indicated that the death was the result of a direct attack, not an accident. Mexican authorities did not name the suspect, and honestly, the FBI seemed to be on board initially, but now it might not be so anymore. You may already know how some of Shanquella's friends initially told her mother that Shanquella had died of alcohol poisoning. But a death certificate issued by Mexican officials and obtained by a Charlotte television station, WSOC-TV, listed the cause of death on Oct. 29 as severe spinal cord injury and atlas luxation, or the dislocation of a ring-shaped bone that supports the skull. Also, the certificate stated that Shanquella was found unconscious in a living room at an address in San Jose del Cabo, Mexico, and died about 15 minutes after she was injured. It did not mention alcohol poisoning. But Shanquella's father, Bernard Robinson, couldn't help but express that he was shocked that the Mexican authorities had allowed his daughter's friends to leave the country after her death, and urged the U.S. authorities to look further into those so-called friends, and honestly, that's the least they could do. "I can't talk for her, but I am going to be her voice," Mr. Robinson said in an interview. "I'm going to be her voice to the end because I'm going to get to the bottom of this." Additionally, the FBI field office in Charlotte confirmed that it had opened the investigation into Shanquella's death, but said it would have no further comment. The State Department referred questions about the investigation to the FBI, but said that it provides consular assistance to family members when an American citizen dies abroad. "We offer our sincerest condolences to the family on their loss," the State Department said in a statement. "Out of respect for their privacy, we have no further comment at this time." But all these procedures and protocols seem to be going nowhere, and this has led Shanquella's family members to wallow in disappointment. In fact, the Mexican authorities have threatened to release photos from the crime scenes if the FBI doesn't get to work. While pondering on the stagnation faced, Shanquella's father reminded the world of who Shanquella was. "She was a growing, sweet-hearted person, loved people, loved her friends, loved to have fun," Mr. Robinson said. "Just a smart, intelligent person." He said he did not know why anyone would attack his daughter, but he said that he recognized her in a video that has drawn attention online. According to Mr. Robinson, it shows Shanquella in a bedroom, being repeatedly punched in the head and kicked by a woman as a man stands nearby and says, "Quella, can you at least fight back?" It was her, Mr. Robinson said. "She's not a fighter. She didn't believe in drama. She wasn't raised like that." Well, the State Attorney General's Office of Baja California Sur confirmed that an investigation had begun into a femicide, or the killing of a woman because of her gender. But the theory took a turn when the office said it had received a call at about 6:15 p.m. on Oct. 29 from a public security member who reported the death of a foreign woman in a house in the Fundadores Beach Club area in San Jose del Cabo. And when investigators went to the scene and were collecting more evidence to achieve the accurate clarification of the events, without ruling out any hypothesis, the authorities gained more insight. Moreover, the Charlotte Observer reported that it had obtained a police report showing that a doctor had attended to Shanquella after someone called for medical help at a vacation home at 2:13 p.m. on Oct. 29. The doctor was told that Shanquella had drunk a lot of alcohol and found her with stable vital signs, but dehydrated, unable to communicate, and appearing to be inebriated, the police report stated. Also, the report stated that the doctor wanted Shanquella to be taken to a hospital, but that her friends insisted she be treated at home. The doctor tried unsuccessfully to give Shanquella an intravenous line and was there for nearly an hour when Shanquella began to have a seizure, prompting a friend to call for an ambulance. The police report stated. The doctor and Winter Donovan began CPR at 4:49 p.m. when the doctor detected no pulse. Paramedics administered additional rounds of CPR, as well as adrenaline and discharges from an automated external defibrillator, the report stated. Unfortunately, it was too late. One would think that the disturbing details surrounding Shanquella's death will nudge the U.S. authorities into being more involved, but it might not be the case. In fact, a YouTuber revealed a conversation she had with an FBI official where it was revealed that Shanquella's case is indeed being dragged under the carpet as some of the top guns don't even know about it.
That person responded, "Let me see if he's following this case, and I'll let you know." I said, "Okay." She came back, followed this closely. And she said, girl, he shrugged his shoulders and said, I've never heard of it. He's looking it up now. I then went on to say, okay, thank you. Shanquella went on vacation with her friends to Mexico. Less than 24 hours later, she was unalived. They left her body there and told her parents she died of alcohol poisoning.
And as a result of this, Shanquella's father has claimed he was hurting to the core after losing his daughter.
What appears to be the lack thereof. So let's jump in.
I just want justice for my daughter, he said. She's gone, so right now her dad is going to stand and be her voice to the utmost and the fullest. I'm not going to let this go. Apparently, Shanquella's family members aren't the only ones on the edge. A fan wrote, at FBI, so you are stepping away from Shanquella Robinson case. Wow, thanks for your incompetence and obvious racism. Another fan added, Mexico has delivered on their threat of releasing crime scene photos. Will this compromise any work the FBI is doing behind the scenes? Why isn't the Cabo 6 in custody? An arrest warrant has been issued for suspect. No names have been shared. #Shanquella, #justice. While another fan reacted, at FBI, I hope the FBI is searching high and low for the Cabo 6. They need to face justice for what they did to Shanquella Robinson. And another fan pointed out, it is unclear whether the charged murderer of #Shanquella Robinson will be extradited, or is it possible the FBI is looking to charge her? It is time for justice for #Shanquella. Meanwhile, an arrest warrant has been issued for a suspect in the death of Shanquella Robinson. But in the nearly 2 weeks since news of the warrant broke, there's been no confirmation of an arrest. Police records, a Spanish to English translated death certificate, and the stories her family heard from Robinson's travel companions conflict on how she died. Obviously, the legal and political issues surrounding the case leave a lot up in the air, and it is unclear how officials in the U.S. will proceed. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, the process is typically a very long one, particularly the phase of surrender or extradition, if granted. And the fans have wondered why. Moreover, officials have to decide whether the arrest warrant issued by Mexican authorities has merit and whether to extradite a U.S. citizen for a crime committed against another U.S. citizen in a foreign country. If a U.S. arrest warrant is issued, the defendant in a case such as Robinson's can fight extradition and ask to be tried in the U.S. And the State Department declined to comment on whether or not they would extradite the suspect. Extradition between states or nations is the process of one government sending a suspect to another government in order to face criminal charges, go to trial, or be imprisoned. As a matter of long-standing practice, the department does not comment on extradition matters, the department told The Observer earlier this month. The department does not provide confirmation of or commentary on investigations due to privacy and law enforcement considerations. The department said it supports a thorough investigation into the circumstances of this incident and is closely monitoring local authorities' investigation. So far, authorities in Mexico have not publicly released the name of the person on the arrest warrant. An arrest warrant specifies criminal charges against someone and provides law enforcement officers the go-ahead to make an arrest. One news outlet, Metrópoli MX in Cabo, has reported, based on an unnamed source, that one person on the trip with Robinson has been detained in the U.S. But how true is that? Because the Charlotte Observer has checked police and court public records, local, state, and federal, both in and outside of North Carolina, and found no confirmation that the person rumored to be the suspect has been taken into custody or placed under arrest. So, will the arrest warrant lead nowhere? Hopefully not. Till U.S. and the Mexican authorities get their facts right. See you in the next video.